Another dark log. Hi guys. It's 10:03 at night, West Coast time. And it's still the 23rd of September 2025. Sorry about the I just woken up, paying attention to my dog. She's doing okay. So, I saw the clip that they posted on YouTube regarding Jimmy Kimmel. His live taping should be coming out here on the West Coast on social media and also on corporate media. They're showing where Nextel and Sinclair are playing at, and definitely in Trump territories. Here in California, I didn't see any areas for it. I wouldn't put it past them. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my phone adjusted here. My hands. Anyway, we don't have them here. So we have the ABC affiliate hooked in with the network itself. So we will get Jimmy Kimmel Live out here. I saw his taping for his monologue. I was laughing my ass off on that one. I'm grateful that he's on there. And he did a touching thing about the memorial service. He wasn't angry about it. He was trying to express his own feelings about it. How insane it was for that shooter to do what he did. He was trying to give his condolences one way. And Trump being Trump had to take it another way and go thermal. So yeah, when Kimmel came on, he was doing Scorched Earth. He was doing Scorched Earth. Sorry about that. I'm sitting right in front of the camera here. But yeah, he had to. He had to. No, actually, he chose to do Scorched Earth at this point over here. That's what he was doing. And he had to explain his side, what was going on. They didn't yank him off. He did discussions with the Disney Corp. So he's back on. Now, is the relationship between the public and Disney repaired at this point? Time's gonna tell. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna put you on pause. Sorry. At night time I need this thing. We'll put this thing off. It's only going to be a matter of time before the public actually trusts corporations, even the Disney Corporation. And at this point, that's a good question. Are we still going to be celebrating Disney because Kimmel's on the air, or are we still going to be going against the corporations for allowing this to happen in the first place? Now, Trump's going to be pissed off. He probably wants to go after another network. And Kimmel's right. We have to force the issue. We have to force the issue. We have to tell him Trump's got to stop this shit. We got to tell the corporations they got to stop their shit. We depend upon the corporations. We depend upon all these big ass companies for our livelihood. We're a consumer nation out here in the United States. We do produce agriculture. We do produce some products that we try to sell overseas. Farmers have been having a hell of a time trying to get soybean crops sold overseas. We need the funding. I may have been wrong. I may have been wrong a while ago because I wanted us hurt and realize how much we depend upon trade. I wanted Trump to realize how much we depend upon trade, but unfortunately, you can't educate that ass. The gas bag will not absorb anything else in it. It won't. He already proved what kind of a jackass he can be years ago when he did the UN, and now he's repeating himself again. The world knows he's an asshole, but they keep trying to figure out what's going on with the United States of America. Why did we do this? I keep hearing it was a tight race between Harris and Biden.
versus the old gas bag. And that's how gas bag won. Electoral College. The numbers were on his side, unfortunately. There was a lot of people who bought into his insanity. Literally. And they still are, because he's still offering it. He's still making money off of misery. Whoever's buying his crap, it's making him rich. Even if that means overseas, they're making him wealthier and wealthier. And this goes against everything that our Constitution is and how it sets up the elected offices and the officers. We're not supposed to make money off of people suffering or insanity at this point. You're not supposed to do that. But we do have Congress folk, both Senate and House, in their own little things, and they make money. Even the Supreme Court does the same thing. They get bribes all the time. It's been proven. They just haven't busted anybody. And we get a report concerning about our current Homeland Security asshole, the border czar, getting money before Trump steps into office. And because the word came out and the videos came out and the reporting is coming out, Trump wants it squashed. You're asking us how and why this is happening here. Has the world also been seeing we're still trying our best to get the message to this gas bag? And the message to the world I'm sending out right now is this. We have to wait until the midterms come up and hope and pray that the result will be in the Democratic favor, because if it's not, we're stuck with the bastard. And the other thing that's going to scare the hell out of people, including me, is if Congress, if they happen to get, again, majority on both sides, they could easily overturn or put in a new amendment to reverse one that kept 3 terms going on. I mean, after World War II, we had a 2-term president. There was an amendment sent out there. And according to the Constitution, how it's set up, there's supposed to be conventions, meetings, agreements across every state. And then there's supposed to be 2/3 majority vote in both sides of the chambers. I'm not talking about just... what I'm talking about is House and Senate getting 2/3. Once they get that approved and signed off, Trump would be able to get another term out of it if he wants to. The reason why I keep thinking, and I keep seeing that he's going off on the deep end like crazy, is what the Supreme Court gave him. Said before, there's the Trump versus the United States lawsuit that went all the way to the SCOTUS, and the SCOTUS ruled in favor of Trump. Or anybody else who happens to get POTUS position again. Now let's just say, for hypothetical purposes, okay guys? Including you folks watching across the pond, away from our borders, understand this. If I can just get my damn brain to work at this time of night. I had the idea, and it's kind of flying away. Trump, terms out. We got an election for president. Now let's just say, regardless of party comes in, they're going to have the same immunity as Trump does. It's going to be up to Congress. If we actually do get a majority on both sides, if there is going to be a vote, Lord Almighty, please to God. We get a majority on both sides. There would have to be a law to reverse the Supreme Court's decision to limit the president's power back to the original Constitution. Trump may veto it, or whoever's going to be probably veto it. If it happens after this midterms, let's just say, for example, we get Democratic, oh my God, on both sides, Senate and Representative, and Trump vetoes, doesn't let it pass. It still has to go back to the chambers, and they have to make the overriding votes to override the veto, to make it law. See? You have to read the Constitution to figure this one out. You have to study United States politics. The Political Science 101, we called it. It is imperative. It is imperative for us to understand this. There are certain things, if we happen to consent to it, if the people give power and their consent to a government system that actually works, or hopefully works, we may get positive changes. Or make it worse. It may get worse. Trump may turn out, we may get another Republican in office, and then all hell breaks loose. We may yet get a Republican both only in the chambers for the next 2 years. It's even more horrifying. It's going to be up to the people to decide this in the United States of America and the territories, and whether or not we actually want this or not. And then you folks in the world are going to have to deal with the consequences, period. Because we'll be probably stuck with a nightmare just as bad as dealing with Trump. And everybody else for that matter. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of it. Nobody does. But you guys are already seeing what kind of a buffoon we have on the world stage. And what he's done and what he's trying to do. Some of the authoritative regimes may be laughing their heads off because of him. Or they may be clapping in support, or they're just sniggering, or whatever. Putin hasn't, according to what's being reported, hasn't contacted Trump in ages. Trump is still being laughed at by Putin. But we still got the Trumplicans still running things right now. So the things I've been saying these days, they're trying to make it stay. I have to keep telling the world, you got to do what you got to do. We're going to be hurting, we're going to be starving, we're going to be screaming our heads off. But we can't get this gas bag out of office and get the rest of them arrested or something. Well, we're just going to have to suffer the world's wrath on this one, aren't we? Because I don't know what to tell you guys. I have no clue what to tell you guys overseas. What is America's people doing? They're still trying to figure this shit out. You're going to be asking me about it. I'm just one guy out here. But unfortunately, I thought maybe doing a squeeze play on the United States would have helped. But it's the only way, I think, that gets the message across that you guys are getting sick and tired of the asshole. And we are going to suffer for it because we voted the bastard in. And the one thing, the things that we didn't do to say it to the rest of the world, I haven't heard anybody even mentioning it on their titles for their videos. We're sorry. We fucked up. We're accountable, transparent, and responsible for it. The problem is they're not going to admit it. We have too much hubris. We think we know better. I'm not saying this on the ground. I'm saying this on a broken bed that I live in a bug-infested room. In an apartment complex, still crawling. But people suffering and surviving in a place like this. Low income. Bozeman, California. We have our disparities here. We had this past weekend celebration of veterans. I didn't go. I didn't want to be with the Trumplicans. I didn't feel comfortable. It's not because of party. It's because of attitude that they decided to stick with Trump. I have yet to see anybody publicly denying the bastard. So do you think Trump's going to save them? If we break down even further, I don't know what to tell these people. I haven't found a place yet for a potential or possible relocation. I got recertification coming up. Every so often we got to put in the paperwork, prove that we're that broke to afford a place like this. I can't knock it because it's a roof over the head. I can't knock it that way. What I can say, I got to be grateful for the roof over the head, but I sure as hell ain't grateful for the administration we all fucked up on getting that bastard voted in November of 2024. Well, we're still dealing with it. And I still blame the American voters for this shit. I'm not taking that back. No way in hell. So, that being said, guys,